In Korean folklore, death isn't always the end. It isn't always peaceful. This is especially true for women who die before they can fulfill what was considered their life's purpose in older times, getting married and having a family. They come back as what Koreans call Cheonyeguishin, the virgin ghost. When you hear stories about these spirits, the image is almost always the same, burned into the collective consciousness of the country. Picture this: a woman, impossibly pale, her skin like bleached bone against the dark of night. She's dressed in a sobok, the traditional white mourning gown used for burials. Her hair is long, black, and straight, often hanging down to hide her face, obscuring whatever expression or lack thereof lies beneath. And perhaps the most unsettling detail of all, her feet never touch the ground. She floats, just an inch or two above the earth, a silent, ethereal presence that doesn't quite belong to our world. Where do you find such a specter? They haunt the liminal spaces, the places between worlds. You might encounter her on a deserted country road late at night, under the dim glow of a single flickering streetlight. Or maybe in the dark, dusty corridors of an abandoned school, where the laughter of children has long since faded. She be there, standing perfectly still, a silent sentinel of sorrow. She doesn't scream or lunge, she just is. At her core, the Cheonyeguishin is a symbol of profound sadness, what Koreans call han. It's a complex emotion, a mixture of unresolved grief, resentment, and a deep, gnawing sorrow. Imagine a life brimming with potential, with dreams of love, family, and happiness, all extinguished in an instant. That potential doesn't just disappear. It curdles into a powerful, lingering energy. Her existence is a constant, silent scream against the unfairness of her fate. A life cut short before it could ever truly begin. So what happens if you're unlucky enough to cross paths with one? The stories vary, but they all carry a heavy sense of dread. Some say that if she simply looks at you, even from a distance, you'll feel an immediate, overwhelming pressure on your chest. It's not just fear. It's an oppressive weight, as if her centuries of accumulated grief are being poured directly into your soul. You feel her loss, her loneliness, her bitterness, and it's enough to bring a grown man to his knees. Other tales are more sinister. They claim that if you acknowledge her, if you stare for too long or try to speak to her, she might latch onto you. She'll follow you home, a silent shadow that's always just at the edge of your vision. You'll start seeing her in reflections, in the corner of your eye. The nights become the worst. Just as you're about to drift off to sleep, you'll feel a cold presence in the room. You'll hear the faint rustle of silk. Sleep will become a luxury you can no longer afford, as she haunts your waking moments and your dreams. A constant, terrifying reminder of her eternal solitude. Her rage, her han, is specifically directed. She targets those who remind her of the life she was denied. Seeing their joy is like pouring salt on her ancient wounds, stoking the embers of her resentment into a burning fire. She sees in them everything she lost, everything that was stolen from her. And in that moment of bitter recognition, her sorrow can curdle into something far more dangerous. This belief is so ingrained in Korean culture that it even led to some unusual traditions. In certain villages, they would erect phallic statues, known as hasindan, near the sea to appease the spirits of virgin girls who had drowned. The idea was to offer them some comfort, some symbolic fulfillment in the afterlife, to soothe their restless souls and protect the living from their sorrowful wrath. There are even shamanistic rituals, called soul weddings, where a living person marries the spirit of one who died unwed, in an attempt to finally bring peace to the Cheonyeguishin and allow her to move on. Think about it from her perspective. Condemned to wander the earth, forever trapped in the moment of her greatest loss. She watches generations live the life she dreamed of. She sees love, marriage, children, all the simple joys that were ripped away from her. Is it any wonder her sorrow is so deep? Is it surprising that it sometimes spills over into a vengeful rage? She is a tragic figure, a victim of fate, but her tragedy is what makes her so incredibly dangerous. She is a wound that never heals. So, a word of advice. If you ever find yourself walking alone at night in Korea, maybe on a quiet mountain path or a dimly lit city alley, and you see her, a solitary woman in a white dress with long dark hair covering her face standing unnervingly still, your first instinct might be to ask if she needs help. But you should resist that urge. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak. Just turn around and walk away. Don't run, but walk with purpose. Because she might not be a lost woman waiting for a kind stranger. She might be a Cheonye Gwishin, a lonely ghost waiting for something else entirely. She might be waiting for you. Thank you so much for journeying into this chilling piece of Korean folklore with me today. If you enjoyed this dive into the world of ghosts and legends, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the shadows. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of the Cheonye Gwishin or any other fascinating ghosts from around the world. Stay curious and stay safe out there. See you in the next one.